Hello all, this is Zach here from TradeVSA. So today this short video here, we'd like to go through some of the stocks that I have from this member. Okay, so today we're going to look into some of the questions, or maybe some of the trade setups, okay, by looking into the list of the stocks over there. Okay, so first of all, we got Asia. This is based on daily chart breakout with LC, 7-day pullback with low volume. Blue pentagons, I believe is the VF, okay, just turned and it's right at the 20 MA. So this is a confirmed spring with a failed UT. Alright, so expectation that it will move resistance at 1.3, okay, somewhere around this area, okay, at the top there, okay, and this is under stage 1 accumulation. Okay, so let's look into again using the weekly chart. I think that here we got a weekly chart as well. Okay, let's look into weekly. So I can say over there actually still is in accumulation. Okay, so here we got some high volume, high volume, high volumes, high volume. So it seems like they're going to about, okay, to change the overall trends again, right? So but again, the weekly chart got a big UT, so that's why temporary pullback is expected. Okay, so by looking into these daily charts over here, so seems like currently they are holding well right around this area. This is a Pierce gap area. Okay, we got one UT followed by some low volume. So again, this is an area that come with I mean, it's pretty good. Okay, if let's say you got some low volume in the particular area, so I can say yes, currently they are building a nice support. Okay, so again, this is a few in this area, there are a few things that we want to see more. Hopefully that we will see more upper high volume like effort bar. Here we got one. Okay, here we got one, so hopefully we will see more. Okay, or maybe test or NS, okay, in this area. So if you really want to trade for this counter, I think the 40 MA and the spring will definitely help you to do the stop loss, everything from here. Okay, now the other one is G Ocean. Okay, let's go to G Ocean. Okay, is I can say it's a downtrend stock with some accumulation in the base over there. So okay, G Ocean avoid, I can say yes. Okay, avoid, because it seems like the volume is slightly a bit illiquid overall. Okay, so although 1 month is less than 50%, less than 25%, okay, less than 50, less than 25, okay, because it's illiquid. Okay, now if you are referring to the 1 month and 3 months, okay, 1 month and 3 months, right? So do remember that the 3 months, okay, let me just put it over here so we can see better. Okay, so I think it's referring over here. So do remember that the 3 month has to be in the uptrend. Okay, so in this case, G Ocean, if you notice, the 3 month is already in the downtrend. Okay, so which means for the past 3 months ago, this stock is already going down. So even though for the past 1 month it goes up, okay, but the 3 month background is weak. Okay, so this is didn't fulfill the condition of reaccumulation. But if you want to look into the overall setup as well, I think probably it's accumulation, but just that slightly a bit illiquid, okay, at the moment. So I can say yes, avoid for G Ocean. Okay, now let's go into 3A. Okay, how to trade in this kind of patterns. Okay, so this kind of pattern is like stocks that come with a strong breakout. Okay, let's look in the comment. Price starting to go to the uptrend. Okay, more obvious volumes coming. Yes, correct. Okay, in the same time, it comes with a big uptrend as well. Now this is like a kind of similar like stock like BSR, all these kind of things. Okay, but I think luckily one thing, if you look into the chart, is that at least this one, it doesn't move like like theta, those type, okay, which means they goes up continuously 5-6 days without a pullback. Okay, now this one got UT, okay, like for example here got UT, but at least they are making a pullback. Okay, so again, it's kind of similar like Asia. As long as it's holding about 240s, you got lots of sound strength, low volume. I think so is fine. Okay, so but I think this counters is not really that suitable at the moment to use the weekly. So because weekly pretty far away from 240s. Okay, we got an NS over there. Okay, so if you want to use that, probably your stop loss is kind of like a bit far. Okay, now let's look into one example. Okay, because I think this trade is still possible. Okay, this trade is still possible. Okay, let's look over here. Okay, but again, we want to look for something that's low risk. Okay, I don't know whether I can get the right charts or not. Okay, so for example, like here, right? So here, uptrust. Oops, sorry. Okay, here. Okay, let me erase. Okay, here we got uptrust, pullback. Okay, so subsequently sideways. Okay, so if you look into the weekly charts over here, okay, so this is kind of like similar. It's not that 100% similar, but is, you know, kind of like a same type of setups is what is happening in 3A. So if let's say you really want to look for the trades, okay, the safest way, you try to look into where the weekly chart is closing towards the 20 MA. Okay, so if I look back into 3A, okay, I think overall is fine because the UT doesn't really come confirmation yet, okay, in the daily, but sometimes again market is weak, right? So it will make a shakeout. So best is that, you know, the sideways here, crossing 20, holding well, then you check again on daily chart, make sure there's no weaknesses. They are still trading reaccumulation. Okay, so that's where that you want to look for the entry. Okay, so okay, Magpie, do I trade or avoid this kind of trade setup? Okay, now overall, Magpie is previously is a pump and dump counters. Okay, so don't have a I think it's okay to trade, but you don't want to have better have a right expectation in the counters. Okay, now previously again we got a big pump and dump. Okay, 2 or 3 days just pumps up and then just dump all the way to the bottom. Okay, now here we got some volume coming in, but do remember this volume is high, but it's not the highest. So sometimes what happens is that it goes up like here, then it drop again. Okay, I think there are a few counters that having this kind of similar patterns. Okay, if I can show you, I'm not sure whether I still can remember the stocks or not. Not this. Okay, I think G packet probably is the closest. There are a few actually, but I just cannot recall the name. Okay, so example like pump and dump here, right? Okay, let me erase. Okay, here. Okay, here got high volume but fail to hold. Overall here don't have high volume, but Magpie at least got some volume. Okay, so not really like 100% our stocks, but just that like I said, okay, don't have a right expectation. Okay, if you really want to trade. Okay, so if I look into the current charts right now, because to be fair with you, as long as the background come with pounding down, most of the time I tends to be more careful, or if let's say I look for other stock first. Okay, if let's say at the market at the moment it come with others potential setups. Okay, now if let's say you really want to try, I think overall short term wise it's not a bad setups overall. Okay, but again do remember this is a counters that below 20 cents. So here I probably want to use this LC because this LC come with high volume. Okay, so the 40 also kind of close right now. Okay, so if you enter right now, close below the LC is 14 to 15% away. So probably you want to part lower and try to trade close with the low of the LC. Okay, so this is how you want to handle this trade at the moment. Okay, because overall for me, yeah, it's an accumulation, but sometimes, you know, if let's say, you know, the volume is not that ready yet, I mean the overall set is not that ready yet, it will continue to like do lots of shake up, okay, before they try the resistance. Okay, so okay, now let's look into PRG. Okay, so daily volume is high, but UT follow with subsequent low drop in volumes. Okay, looks like a wash after UT. Okay, so let's look into PRG. PRG also forming a nice long period of accumulation actually. So if you look into weekly charts again, right, I think there's some coming in weekly charts too. Weekly chart overall is volume is low, okay, but turning into GP. Yes, correct. So do you remember in one of the sections we do talk about, you know, if let's say sideways markets, right, we tend to see a few green pentagons, okay, before it really breaks up. So like for example over here, sideways, green, okay, drop again and then green again. So each time when it turns to green pentagon, one thing I want to see is that the volume is increasing. Okay, so let's say, you know, the latest green pentagon is volume is higher than the last 2 or 3 pentagon, then it would be nicer because, you know, representing the bar is more ready compared to few bars ago. So if I look into here, it doesn't show a very high volume bar, okay, but at least is, I think it's okay, at least show some sort of like excitement. So this 2 or 3 weeks the volume is low, I think also is representing the overall bar is healthy. Okay, so but do remember again, this is still in accumulation. Okay, so yes, daily chart here is still in a wash. Seems like they're doing another wash again, right? After the UT, they drop wash again. So hopefully the wash will completed, come with higher volume, okay, so that they can chart on the resistance, okay. But overall, long term still accumulation. So if you think that okay, you don't mind to buy whole, right? I think is okay, right? I think it's okay. So okay, now let's look into Parkson. Parkson also, but Parkson is I think holding more on the 2040 if not mistaken. Okay, let's look into Parkson. Okay, so again, this is a big LC, a bit similar like AYS type. Okay, if you look into weekly charts over here, okay, there's a big resistance somewhere close to here. So let's look into comment first. Accumulation phase, volume very low. Okay, correct. How to treat this kind of counter wave for more sound strength to support some volume coming in. UT, but didn't follow through overall, but overall have lots of UT. Okay. So all right, yes, you can wait for the green pentagon in the weekly chart. Okay, so here UT, lots of UT, so immediately there's a resistance. Okay, but at the same time, seems like the wave is getting smaller. Okay, if you learn about VCP, I can say this is like a almost similar like VCP. The reason why I don't consider this as VCP because this is in accumulation. Okay, accumulation. Sorry, VCP is only happen in reaccumulation. Okay, but you know the concept I think you can apply this in this area because the periods is the accumulation is getting narrower. Okay, the volume I think is also getting smaller, which is a good sign as well. Okay, now let's look into daily. Daily overall I think holding well on 2040 I think is still good and fine. No exciting volume yet, so it will still continue to be a little bit of side break. Okay, so if I look into AYS again, we look into some of the previous almost similar chart. Okay, so you know how to handle this. Not that 100% similar, but somewhere around here. Okay, let's put back into daily. I believe this is the bar if not mistaken. Yeah, this is the bar. Okay, so here big LC. Okay, but this one didn't really follow 2040s. Okay, KSSC, yes, I think KSSC is more similar. Okay, somewhere here. Yep, somewhere around here. Okay, so we got a big LC. Okay, holding well 2040s. Okay, so as long as it's holding well 2040, I think is good. Okay, I think it's good. Okay, but of course KSSC is more easy to read. Okay, because it's come with several sound strength with not much of the weakness at the top. Okay, but Parkson I think is overall is okay too, but probably need to wait slightly a bit longer. Okay, let's look into Po Huat. Okay, the comment here is that downtrend with stopping volume stops. Okay, no obvious patterns yet. Okay, then I use support resistance using the high volume LC. Weekly chart turns to green, volume very low. How do I trade or just avoid? Okay, now usually if let's say let's look into this kind of counters out. Let's start with weekly. Okay, because weekly I can say overall the background is not that bad. Okay, and I think okay is potentially these counters will have a long period of reaccumulation. Okay, now do remember, right, in one training as well, we talk about reaccumulations. Okay, so reaccumulation always starts when the background is come with a strong uptrend. Okay, and then it crossed 2040s, and subsequently it will take months, okay, of reaccumulations to happen. Okay, so it's kind of like very similar because at the top I don't see any major weakness bar unless these two bar here. Okay, two double high volume, but when they cross 2040 it's come with low volume. But of course one things I haven't seen is bar high volumes. Okay, so you want to see at least one bar high volume to ensure the reaccumulation is there. Okay, so this is if you are looking for long term, because overall they is still below 2040s, so I'm afraid they will make another round again before they try to turn up again. Okay, so let's look into daily. So if you want to do a quick short terms, I think okay, the volume here is not that fantastic to be frank, but it's good enough. Okay, so here you can use the LC, okay, to the big LC as your main resistance. Okay, which is 1, 2, 3 resistance in the same area. Okay, the price is holding on 2040s. Okay, so the price is holding on 2040s. So if you want to do stop loss, okay, this is the LC area, so 6 to 7%. Okay, so you need to get at least like 12%. Always remember, try to aim 1/2. okay, 1/2, so that you know your trade is more worth it. Okay, so I can say overall volume is not fantastic. Okay, so if let's say break below cut loss, then just exit. Okay, don't use the weekly chart first because I don't see there is high volumes coming in the weekly. So the confirmation on reaccumulation is not ready yet. Okay, now this is bar west. Let's know in the comments. Okay, hit resistance with UT, downtrending. Okay, downtrending is down. Weekly chart wait for more sign of strength. Support 52. Volume, however, is very low. How do I trade this? Okay, so let's look into weekly first. Okay, weekly seems that this guy is a bit now this is what we call congestions, right? So in the masterclass, remember we got three type of sideways movement. Now this is the type that I frankly tell you is the one that usually I don't really like it. Okay, now even though yes they are trading in a sideways, okay, seems like it's pretty easy, but the movement is pretty unpredictable. Cannot be. It's a bit difficult to predict. Okay, because it can be suddenly like very narrow, suddenly very wide. It seems like going down, but it goes up again, but it goes down again. So it's a very not have a very clear direction type of movement. Okay, but of course if we want to purely focus in short term, I think by using this periods is still fine. Okay, looking into this area, it looks like this is like a shakeout for me. Okay, support wise on weekly, this is the big volume bar, 48 cents area. Okay, will be a nice support based on weekly. So let's switch to the daily charts. Okay, I think the daily chart also the same. Okay, it will be around like 40 45 50 cents area. Okay, with some good sign of strength. Oops, sorry. Okay, with some good sign of strength here, with a shakeout, and yes, this is a temporary resistance. Okay, so sometimes if your range is too wide, okay, in between you got a resistance as well, similar like dominant. Okay, if you look into dominance today, you hit resistance with UT. Okay, so here is the area you want to look for more sign of strength. Okay, so volume is not that great yet. Okay, after 2 or 3 bars up bar, so I think no need to rush. Okay, because this few down bar is coming high volume, so sometimes it will drop again. Sideways, wait for more sound strength. A COC will helps in this area. Okay, or NS. Okay, will helps. Okay, canvas. Okay, is it forming VCP accumulation? UT high volume but didn't follow through. Obvious volume coming in the weekly chart. Okay, let's look into canvas. Wow, big UT. Okay, so UT against. Do you remember whenever see UT? Okay, it's either distribution or long period of sideways with a wash. Okay, but in this case I don't think it's distribution yet. Okay, because if you look into weekly, they actually haven't really started the big uptrend. Okay, of course here got some uptrend previously. Okay, Japan has lots of UT over here, so that's why sometimes when your chart come with lots of UT, okay, expect this kind of sideways movement. Okay. So okay, here we got some sort of like supports back. Okay, after several UT, so it seems like another UTs again. This is coming high volume too. Okay, but potentially we we'll go back to supports. Okay, so if you want to do a white ball trade, I think it's possible. Okay, so this is a gaps area. If we draw over here, again gaps areas always good to use as supports. Okay, no need to be a correct price. Okay, a range will help. Okay. So here is a shakeout, supports, lots of sound strength here, and yes, this will be a resistance. Okay, so wait for more sound strength. Okay, so probably it will retry again. Okay, but again, usually if let's say got a UT, right, I rather to have a shakeout. Okay, so example here we got UT. Okay, so yes, it try again, fail, shakeout, goes up, hit against. Okay, so here I'm not sure, but probably it will shake out against hits. Okay, if not, try to enter very close with support. So this is how you want to minimize your risk. Okay, now let's go to the next one. Okay, looks like an accumulation, long period of accumulations here. Okay, we start with weekly. Okay, so daily chart although NS but no change of trend. Wait for more volumes coming in. Okay, so weekly chart no obvious change COT. wait for more obvious volume. Okay, let's see how it goes. Okay, so this is a long period of accumulations. Okay, let's look into weekly first. I want to check weekly. Volume is not that exciting, but definitely it's a good accumulation counters. So this is a bit similar like what's the counters? Just not the first few. PLG, okay, kind of similar like PLG. I think yeah, PLG. I think it's kind of similar like PLG. Okay, so we got against a big UTs over there. Okay, a big UTs over there, holding well on the resistance. But okay, recently the price, I realized that they are a bit falling on the 2040s, and so again this is a good sign. Okay, so if you don't mind to hold, okay, you want to, but this one will take some time definitely, because accumulation with low volume usually is the longest. Okay, probably a few months down the road. Okay, but yep, over here I don't see any much of these weaknesses, but again no exciting volume. Okay, so if you want to trade on momentums, either is that what I do usually. Okay, if let's say you want to trade momentum, okay, you don't want to wait. Okay, so you wait for this. Okay, a breakout with a pullbacks. Okay, so but again, a few things you have to remember. So once it break out already, is probably already 30% movements. Okay, then you wait for the pullbacks to re-enter on the momentum sides. Okay, if not, you try to see whether there's any pocket periods or not. So at the moment, okay, I think this is one of the periods above high volumes, but unfortunately didn't follow through. It just hit resistance, come back again. So we wait for another one. Okay, so let's see whether got any above high volumes. Okay, similar like this would be nice, or higher, then make some pullbacks. Okay, then you enter from there. So it kind of similar like lots of transportation logistics right now. If you look into like Cisco, even though they haven't break yet, okay, or maybe Tiongdam, okay, they're having this kind of bar. Okay, you want to wait for this kind of bar. Okay, OWG, let's look into OWG. Okay, nicer, but this is a bar that kacau a little bit. Okay, so let's look into weekly. Okay, so breakout and reaccumulation looks like heading towards resistance, more active volume. If let's say on the weekly chart, fall to 2040s with low volumes. Okay, so weekly charts, I can say still a bit far from the, is this OWG? OWG, right? Okay, so this is kind of still far away, okay, from 2040s. Okay, but overall it seems like, you know, trying to headings to the markup. Okay, so this is a long-term downtrend. We got some good volume, try to change the trend overall. Okay, so kind of similar like Asia as well. They try to break resistance. Okay, try to break resistance. Okay, here we got one. Okay, probably here we got one. Okay, so you try to break the resistance. Okay, but here is the bar that, you know, seems like got some sort of like a distribution, but so far holding well. Okay, it's a good sign, but hopefully we will see. I think at the moment the low volume is pretty good already. Okay, so hopefully we'll see something like SB30, Hexstar, equal with CMB before the breakout further. Okay, so sometimes it comes with NS, okay, in the areas too. Okay, so weekly charts are more volumes coming in, although it's red pentagon but still going up. Okay, yeah, because of the volume. Okay, that's why it turns to the green pentagons. So next resistance 675, 675. Okay, let's switch to weekly. Yes, somewhere around this area, correct. Okay, so this is the next high volume areas. So 675 probably is the next resistance. Okay, so let's look back to daily. So if you want to have confirmation, wait for green pentagons. Okay, green pentagon high volume, or if not, you can use VF. Okay, let's look into Oriental. Oriental, I think it's OIB, right? So okay, illiquid to liquid, yes, correct. Oh, unfortunately they goes up. Huh? Is it considered higher low? Higher low. Yes, correct. It's going up. Okay, but in between here we got a shakeout. Where to form support resistance? Okay, weekly chart going up, going slowly, going uptrend. Okay, COB, yes, correct. It's a COB stocks. climatic volume is just simply because smart money want to go ring. Okay, now I think the other day we do cover about the COB, right? COB, change of behavior, right? Now change of behavior is always good when there is high volume LC bar. Okay, so in this case over here, yes, there's one. If you realize, okay, let me check. This is a good one. Okay, this is a good one, and yeah, this is another one. Okay, but the candle is not that widespread, but it's holding well on here. Now this is like a stopping volume for me. Okay, even though it's up, but it's from bottom to the top. Okay, it's gap down and close up, so it's a stopping volume. Okay, definitely it's COB. Okay, the candle itself will you notice that. So okay, where to draw support resistance? Okay, so this is very easy. Like all the COB, of course, to the breakup rate, unfortunately. So you use the highest LC to draw. You use the highest LC to draw. Okay, so let's see in the weekly charts. Okay, if you're using the weekly chart, this is the latest candles. Okay, so this is how you want to draw it. Okay, your support resistance. Okay, again, no need to be like exact wise the price range. Okay, so around the low from here, okay, you will see where is the lots of touching point. Okay, so there will be your supports. Okay, again, support resistance is a zone. Okay, it's not a price level. Okay, now this is Legenda. Let's go to Legenda. I think Legenda a bit quiet recently. Okay, let's start with daily. Daily shakeout and going to resistance slowly. Yes, GP holding well, volume increasing. Okay, weekly holding well, 2040s going up slowly towards resistance. Okay, so is there a COC? Do we look into COC in weekly? Yes, if let's say COC form in weekly chart, I think is good as well. Okay, COC can be applied in any time frame. Okay, COC can be applied in any time frame. So if you look into lots of technology right now, weekly chart, lots of goods COC actually. So here, yes, we got a shakeout, retest, goes up higher. So seems like it's losing a bit momentum recently for Legenda. Right, so weekly chart I think still pretty fine. Okay, let's see whether is this a COC or not. Okay, I think yes. Okay, it's not like very perfect type. Okay, because the volume unfortunately on the second day is not low enough, but it's still considered low. Okay, how you want to do this? Okay, especially for new members, right? Okay, you can actually try to use this 20 MA to help you out. So as long as the volume is below this 20 MA, okay, it's considered low volume. Okay, so here, but of course the lowest is the best one. Okay, so for example here, this is a very low volume areas, but unfortunately the candle is not narrow enough. Okay, so here this is a good one. Okay, with very narrow volume. Okay, so potentially, okay, because Legenda currently break Pentagon in daily chart, maybe they will retest back and supports, but overall there's a shakeout in the background. Okay, so if you want to, you can again check again on weekly charts whether it form any NS COC. Okay, again, this is the area that you want to focus. Okay, for the entry. Okay, so hopefully I able to answer some questions in this list over here. So if I miss out any questions, okay, or I didn't answer properly, okay, let me know. Okay, so that probably I will cover in the next section again. Right, so with this, thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next sections.